What's up, guys? It's Joseph, and today we're doing a Prestige Property Group new construction training. We're at a new construction in East Orange, New Jersey, and we're meeting with the builder, and he's going to give us a tour and explain the cost breakdown of what it takes to build a new construction home in New Jersey. Awesome, guys. This is Martin. He actually built this house. I think he did it very fast, which is why I wanted to do the training with him, because he operates like me. He likes things done quickly. So, Martin, tell him a little bit about yourself. How long have you been building?
Oh, well, thank you for having me.
Of course, man. Thank you for having us.
As you know, my name is Martin. My business is Nuevo Property. We actually started this business in 2018. We registered the business. We didn't start to build until about 2022.
Wow. So he just started building like almost 3 years ago.
Correct. So
how many homes have you built so far?
So far we have done about three.
Three, and then you're working right now. You have this one?
I'm working on 5 right now.
Working on 5 right now, and you're constantly buying a lot.
I am constantly buying a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why don't we talk a little bit about how quickly you built this house and like the process, like, okay, so the land, how did you get the land?
Well, this land was advertised. I was driving by. I saw an empty land. As a matter of fact, this land during the time of auction in 2018 came up. The lady next door, actually, they were having problems, somehow family. I don't want to go into that. So she actually pleaded and said, please, can I buy this lot? And I said, okay, go ahead. Just like that.
How much did you buy it for?
I think she bought it for, for less than $50,000.
Wow.
Right. This was 2018.
Yes.
So time went by. I drove by again. About 3 years, I saw the lot stated for sale.
So she just held it for 3 years?
She held it for 3 years.
So when you're holding a piece of land for 3 years, all you have to pay really is taxes. You don't even need insurance.
Correct.
You just need hazard insurance.
She basically used it for parking.
Yeah, got it.
So.
Okay.
Go ahead, question.
So you bought it from her for how much?
I did buy this land, I think about $136,000.
$136,000.
Yes.
So it's crazy. Even if you just buy land, don't do anything with it, she still made like $80,000 plus.
Correct.
So $136,000, and then the process. Just explain the process of like getting approved to build this house with the architect and the design and all that.
Okay, first thing, bought the land, had a survey done to the land to make sure you know your property boundary lines. Once that was established, I got my architect, forwarded him the survey, which he used the survey to put what we see today.
Site plan.
Site plan.
Yeah.
He did the site plan. If there was any changes, any problem in that process, that is when I come into play, because one of the advantages I have, I can read the plan very well.
Yeah.
So if there's any issue, we can butt heads.
You finagle with the architect.
Correct.
So the one of the biggest things about this training is I want people to know cost. So how much was the architect?
Okay, the architectural work here, this is a guy that I've known for years. The architectural work will run you about, if you're doing like something like a 2-family, 1-family, it will run you about between $5,000 to $7,000.
Yeah.
But this is a fixed price somehow that I, work with this guy.
Most builders will use the same architect and then do a copy and paste and edit as the land.
Correct. So once that process is done, and you go to the city hall, depending on what city you are trying to build your project. You go to the city hall, you first and foremost go to what they call zoning permit application. Once that is applied, and few days or few weeks later, they will call you and say to you, is approved, come pick up your plan.
Yeah.
Once it's picked up at that moment, now they are telling you to go to the building department to submit what is called the jacket. The jacket consists of the licensed electrician's signature, plumber, the HVAC. Okay, these all forms included in what is called the jacket. Once it's submitted, it takes about 20 days, okay, for the building department to review your applications and your jackets. Once it's ready, they call you. Okay, once you're called up, make sure you have check for them because that is when you are picking up your building permit.
Yep. How much was the building permits for this house?
Building permit is it goes by the cost of your project. That is how the town will calculate how much you will be paying as your permit is being picked up.
Yeah, they'll ask you for a breakdown of everything.
Correct.
How much is HVAC?
Correct.
How much is framing?
Correct.
How much is plumbing?
Correct. So once that is picked up,
Well, how much was it?
the building permit for this project ran me about I think $10,000.
$10,000 just for permits, guys.
Yes.
Just to get permits to build.
Right.
And ideally, Martin will know by the size of the lot. This is a 40 by 100?
Now this is 40 by 136.
40 foot wide by 136 deep.
Right.
So did you need a variance?
No, I didn't need a variance for this here because we have we met all the setbacks that is required from the zoning department that this is okay to go. Mostly lots that are between, say, 25 by 100 is buildable in storage.
Oh, nice.
As also in Norwood. If you have anything less than 25, say you have about 20 or 20, say 2,500. In that situation, city like East Orange might tell you to go for variance.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have enough width. Say
Correct.
it's 24 instead of 25,
Correct.
which happens.
Correct.
That's when you have to go for a variance. So
Correct.
same thing with the depth. Say it needs to be 100 and it's 98, you can apply for a variance. So the variance is like, okay, so this house has to be 10 feet from the front of the street. It can't be right on the sidewalk. That's crazy. Otherwise, you go to a third world country, that's how they build.
Correct.
But you come over here, there are rules.
Correct.
That's why the homes are proper and in place.
Correct.
So it has to be 5 feet from the street, 5 feet from each side.
Correct.
So you technically, if it's 40 feet, you have 30 feet house. If it's 100 feet, you have 95 feet to build. If it has to be set back from the back 20 feet, then that brings you back down to 70. So those are setbacks. A variance is like you can do this and ignore the variance because the variance you need is only for a foot.
Correct.
Or there's also variances for impervious lot coverage.
Correct.
So like, what's the impervious lot coverage here allowed?
Here about say 25.
So you can build on 25% of the entire lot.
Correct.
If you want to build on 27% of the entire lot, that's when you have to go for a variance. There are many different types of variances. We can talk about it all day.
And that is go ahead. Sorry.
So a variance is just like permission.
Yes.
Permission, pretty much. That's what it is. Permission to break whatever the rules are because it's
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
You know you're going to get a variance for 2 feet, but you're not going to get a variance to build on a 20-foot wide, 60-foot deep. That's why as realtors we should know like the value of a lot.
Yeah. Correct.
So you 10 grand for the permits. You picked up the permits. You submitted everything. They approved it. Now you can basically come here and just start.
Yeah, you can. If you're a nice builder, sometimes you have your neighbors. You tell them what you have coming, so that should in case you need something that they have to enable you move forward.
Yeah.
At that point, they make you friends. You're friends. You buy coffee every once in a while.
Very good to be friends with your neighbors as a builder.
And the worst thing you want to do is to have butt head with your neighbors.
Right.
For me, since I've been doing this, I've been very fortunate with the people around me.
Yeah.
They watch over what I do. When I come back, sometimes they're like, Mr. Moy, this is this. This is, I'm like, okay, thank you.
It's like a neighborhood watch.
Right. So moving forward, we talked about variance.
Yeah.
It's very, very important when it comes to getting an attorney that will represent you on what is called the land use attorney.
Yeah. If you need a variance.
If you
need a
do
land
need
use
a
attorney.
variance. And these are the processes that the lawyers do. That is how they make their money, depending on how much variances that is to go on that.
Yeah, like how many appearances
Right,
they have to go
appearances,
to, et cetera. How much work, how much they have to edit the plan and review things over and over again.
Do you always want to get an attorney for a variance? That's something that you should.
I think
If there's like a foot off, you're going to need to hire an attorney to get that variance.
Yes,
And a variance.
yes.
you know.
I mean, you can try.
You can try.
You can try,
You
but
can try.
I don't recommend it. I mean, the money you're gonna save on attorney, you're gonna save. You're gonna carry the house because every month you're paying for the taxes, you're paying for insurance. To carry that house is annoying, you know.
As you move forward in this business, there are challenges. You learn on your first phase, second phase, third phase. Like I shared with you earlier, I have a property on West Orange?
He's building one in West Orange.
Okay.
Beautiful,
Right.
beautiful lot.
Right.
and he hired a land use attorney, and the land use attorney said you need a variance, but he didn't need a variance. So he wasted how many months?
Close to a year.
He wasted a year in court
Yes.
when he didn't even need a variance. He could have just submitted the plans.
And I have constantly told him, I said, listen, I don't know if I should mention his name here.
No,
I think
no,
it's
no.
something you should know. Anyway, constantly mentioned to him, I said, listen, I don't think we need a variance on this. We can easily submit the application. He says, no. I said, okay. So at this point, we're going through the phase with the town. Each and every time we went through about 6 meetings with the town.
Zoning board meetings.
Zoning board meetings. And each time you go, you are paying big time.
Yeah.
Okay, you are paying big time.
You're paying the attorney's time.
Right.
Average land use attorney charges $400 an hour.
Approximately how much are you spending every time that?
I would say the lawyer was very
He
expensive.
sent you a bill, right?
Say it again?
He sent you a bill,
Of
right?
course he sent me.
How much is the bill for this?
The most current bill that I got from him as we're speaking, it's about $10,000.
$10,000.
Yeah.
And he didn't need to hire him.
Yes, and I didn't need to hire him.
I think
That's where we're going now, because when I got a new lawyer, because yes, as a matter of fact, we got denied at the end. Okay? We got
It's
denied.
She didn't need it every week.
Correct. We did get denied, and there was about 4 days for the town to send in the resolution.
Right.
At this point, I said, no, something has to be done.
Yeah.
The lawyer called me up and then had the neighbor. That the neighbor was by the lot.
Oh,
I said, this must be some kind of conflict of interest.
yeah,
I said,
100%.
there must be something going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went as far as now trying to tell me to come to his office, which I mentioned.
Yeah, weird.
At that
Weird
point,
behavior.
At that point, you said to me, maybe he's guilty. He wants to have you sign
I was
something
like,
waiver.
guilty.
Right. So moving forward, I got the new lawyer. I sent him the information. He looked at it right away. He said, "What?
You don't need a fucking
You don't
variance.
need a variance. This is a straight shot."
Crazy.
That was
You know
it.
what you said to the ending lawyer and left.
Well, I just called him up. I said, I checked him out. I said, listen, I have a situation going on. I would like you to look at this. He said, forward me this, that, and I did. And he took a look at it. At that point, he said,
Hello.
this is it, ready to go. Of course I have to pay. I'm paying him. He's charging me about $5.75 an hour. The
Yeah.
new lawyer.
Think
The
the
old
lawyer.
lawyer was charging me about $5.50 an hour.
Yeah.
So this business can be very, very challenging. You know, for me, I don't know how I do it, but you know what? It's been done. But who is doing it for me?
But you enjoy doing it.
I enjoy doing it. You
Yeah.
know, I enjoy doing it. So move forward with another question.
Okay, so yeah, we digress. No more questions for now, guys. Just so let's just get to wait till the end.
Right.
Margaret, you look so upset. What was your question? What was your?
How do you avoid that situation with the married? Like,
Well, this is a very, very important question.
Great question.
When you have an architect, okay, that will look at the land use map information, there are history that he can run, okay, and then give you some kind of information. Some architects don't want to do that because they feel that they are doing the work of a lawyer. They want to leave it with the lawyer. So you got to be very friendly with the architect and then ask him this question you asked me. He should be able to come up with an answer right away for you, that you do need it or you don't need it.
I'll answer that question too. I feel like I've come across a lot of builders,
Right.
and some builders try to do it all. Some builders try to cheap out on the architect or attorney. I think building a team is super important. I think you need an architect, you need an attorney, you need a plumber, you need all your subs, you need a very good framer, a very good foundation guy.
Very, very important.
Once you build a solid team, then you're good to go. I would say if anybody's watching this, if you're a home buyer or people just want to build your own house, try to find a solid team first before you start anything.
Correct.
So, okay, so we got the permits, $10,000. You came here day one, what'd you do? You dug?
The very first day I came here,
You dig yourself with a shovel?
I did not. Come on.
You're a builder, man.
Come on. I don't have to do that. I have my, like you said, I have my team that I've worked with, for about, I've known them for years. So I will always follow them, watch what they do, how they do it, ask them questions. And when I actually got ready, he goes, we can do it. When I got the permit, came in here, put the fence, make sure the protection is right there.
Construction
And
fence.
construction fence, and then we started breaking ground. I tell you, this here went very fast.
Yeah, very
And-
like to get to the point of what I call a sealed envelope.
Right.
Sealed envelope is you have your windows in, you have your siding on, and you have your roof on, right?
Correct.
That's a sealed envelope.
Correct.
It's not sheetrock, it's not insulated, there's no plumbing done, it's just an envelope, right? To get to the point of day one breaking ground to envelope, how long did that take you?
I tell you, took me about 2.5 months.
2.5 months.
Yeah.
And what would it normally take?
A homeowner?
I tell you, it can be very crazy.
Yeah,
Can take you about
I'm
a month.
coming.
Yeah.
They say coming out of the ground,
Yeah.
meaning getting your foundation
Right,
up,
right.
is the hardest part. After that, framing takes 2 weeks. Like it's super, super easy. But coming out of the ground is super important.
My framer did this house here, I think about 6 days.
6 days to frame this
Yes.
house. How much was the framing?
This framer charged me about 27,000.
27,000 without the wood.
Without the wood, I have
Without
to buy
the-
the material.
How much was the material?
Good. Materials could run you about this particular project here. Material run me about say $60,000.
So 60,
7 was this late.
27 just labor, yeah.
$60,000.
$60,000, 27 for labor. And there's a lot that's involved in that because
Right.
they have to, who takes delivery, the framer or you?
The framer, that's very important. Very, very,
Very
important.
important.
When
I
you-
learned that
when
lesson
you-
the hard way.
Wait, what is building?
Delivery of the wood.
Yes.
Like they deliver the wood here. It doesn't just show up, you know? Like who's here for that delivery?
Correct. Someone has to be here. And if you happen to be doing this project in a very bad neighborhood, once these materials are dropped, there are people driving by.
Man.
They come out at night. Before you know, they give you that magic. I tell you.
Could disappear in that?
I have a guy actually building somewhere in Newark. Okay, he will always call me to come take a look at how things are going. I will come and I'll give him some kind of, how to go about it.
You steal the lumber? No, I'm kidding.
They did. They actually
Oh,
came.
shit, they did?
Yes, they did.
Oh,
He-
my-
He cried. He cried. He's a grown man shedding tears. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So these are things that really happen. Okay, so you have to be very vigilant. You know what I mean? And
Can I say something? They make cameras that have solar power and LTE SIM cards where you can have them on your site.
Correct.
And if you have a fenced-in site and that camera, if somebody's there, playing games, you can probably call the cops and make it happen right away. So it's very important that you protect your asset at all times.
Right.
Once you're a sealed envelope and the doors are in, you can lock everything up at night, but still have that camera system.
But before that, you're just putting it inside of a fence with a camera and praying that nobody comes over.
Well, no. So that's a good question. So when the material gets dropped, you want it to get dropped on the day the framer's here, and they frame pretty quick, right? Like in the
Yes.
first day, they.
Well, that is very, very good question. Because what happens, normally we alarm your framers. I say, listen, I'm bringing the material today. Are you available? He says, bring the materials and he'll tell you how to stack them. So that to be very difficult for anybody coming to take anything.
Ooh, that's a good tip.
Once this material comes in, it's coming maybe in the next 2-3 hours or the next day, very early in the morning, about 8 o'clock. Get the work going. And then you see your material being used on what it's supposed to be used for.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love that.
Right.
Okay, so the house is framed. You put the roof on. How much was the roof?
This roof cost me about, this roof cost me about $10,000.
$10,000. It's not bad.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a pretty straightforward roof.
Yes.
It's a 30-year roof.
Correct.
And how much are the windows for this entire project?
This is expensive. This window is expensive. Okay. This is, as a matter of fact, when I was shopping for windows, you guys will hear about Anderson windows. Pella windows. These windows are made in America. Every material used on this window here in America. Okay. And the window actually cost me about $20,000.
America.
Yes. Yes. $20,000.
$20,000 for the windows in this house.
For that, the roof is that labor material.
Say it again?
No, the roof was installed for $10,000. Yeah,
The
roof is about $10,000.
$10,000
For a shingle roof.
Buy the roof now. The labor is $10,000.
The labor $10,000.
Right.
So how much was the material
The
for the roof?
material cost me. I had it at a very good deal. I had the material for about $3,000. So
Wow.
put together it's about $13,000.
Amazing.
Yes, yeah. I really go for real deal.
Yeah, Martin does deals
When
for
you
sure.
go into Home Depots, they all know me there.
Yes.
Okay. And when there's any deal, the manager will literally call me. Hey,
I like that.
now,
Question, what's the square footage of the home?
this is about close to 4,000. Yeah.
Just to go back, the windows you said the installer was 20,000. How much was the window material?
The window,
No.
No,
The
no.
material is
The
20,000.
material is
But that
20,000.
that's going to bring me to the next point. Who installs the windows?
the framer will do the whole window
The framer,
installation,
and that
yes.
price is
Yes,
included.
it's all included.
It's included.
You get the
So
windows.
to frame the house, the wood has to be here.
Right.
As he's finishing framing, it's your job as the builder to
Correct.
kind of structure the delivery of the windows. So because he installs the windows as well.
Very, very important. Once the frame is done, you don't have to wait for the frame to be done. You got to go shopping for the windows right away, because it takes time to have the windows put together.
Yeah.
How you think you should
You should start, once the framing is going on, once the framing begins, start going for your windows,
all that?
because it takes time for the windows to get put
Especially if you're doing custom windows.
together. Exactly.
Especially if you're doing like Anderson or pellet windows where they're custom, those take forever. 6 weeks.
If you remember what happened to the property in on Sanford, when it was, as a matter of fact, I need to go back a little bit. How did I know this guy? You know,
Tinder, we met on Tinder.
this
I get it.
I always, I see his billboard everywhere. I'm like, who is this guy? I'm in Bergen County, I see him. I'm like, who is this guy? I love his energy. Eventually, I listed a house on Sanford.
Not with me.
Not with him.
He's like, I love this guy's energy. Let me call somebody else.
I listed the property, But this other guy that I got first, it's been very awesome, very great to me. I said, okay, I'll give him a shot. I gave him a shot. The house stayed for about 3 months, 4 months, not sold. As much as people will love brand new homes. Are you kidding me? Then I got Oscar.
Oh,
Oscar came involved.
we won't say his last name.
Very hardworking guy. I love him.
Great realtor,
Great
actually.
guy.
Yeah.
He knows him as well. It didn't work. Then I called Joe. Joe said, Martin, you know how he talks. I have this sold in 10 days. I'm like, okay. Surely did he show up, put up his signs. In about 4 days or more, yeah, and I got it buyer. I'm like, wow. Contract got presented, and we did the process, sold. This guy is not just a friend. I take him as a brother.
Oh, I love that.
It's-
I actually bought that house to impress him. I still own it.
I will call him up. He will volunteer. There's a property I'm about to buy now somewhere in Bloomfield. When the inspection was scheduled, he says, "Man, I will go with you. I will go." Was it the appraisal?
It was
appraisal.
the appraisal, yeah.
He was like, "If you're not available, I'll be there." And surely didn't go. He went and saw the deal and said, "Listen, it's an awesome deal. Go
Yeah.
for it. Because we should be closing any moment." Okay, what I intend to do with that, thank you. What I intend to do with that is just to maybe I might have a change of heart.
Sure.
I might decide to keep it.
He's got a lot of equity in it day one.
Yes.
Day one.
Yes.
But you guys are advisors to your builder no matter what, if you're getting paid or not.
Right.
Whether if you're making money or not, you're still an advisor.
Right.
So, okay, so the windows installed with the framing, the windows were 20,000. Now we have a sealed envelope. Let's just run down the list and you tell me how much it costs. Insulation,
Installation cost me 16,000.
16,000.
Yeah.
Sheetrocking the house,
Shit rocking in the house cost me about 30,000.
30,000. Let's just go for what we see in this room. Hardwood floors,
Hardwood floor cost me 27,000.
27,000. Cabinets,
Cabinet here ran me about this cabinet ran me about 28,000.
28,000.
Yes.
28,000 for both kitchens.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a two family.
Right.
So these are what, fiberwood? Forevermark?
Yes.
Forevermark.
Yes.
So 28,000 for 2 kitchens, so 14,000
So
per
when you're
kitchen.
giving these prices just because you're before, you're giving the material price and not the labor price, but
They will do everything. This is all included. Material and labor. Right.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, the numbers that I'm giving you, there are other builders that will give you completely different number.
yeah.
I'm a deal maker. So I always get deals when I do. I don't know.
Listen, so listen, if you have a client who's like, oh well, Joe, you told me these cabinets are 14,000. He builds many homes and he builds a relationship, so he gets the pricing for that relationship.
Right.
That's why, like, if you build a house and you hire a designer, that designer actually gets a discount on everything, from flooring to tiles to paint to everything, because of the relationship. So if I always say, like, respect the experience. Like, I was doing a new construction in Paramus, and the buyers were like, oh, he's making us pay. He was doing tile in the basement, but they wanted better tile, so he was upcharging them the tile. But I'm like, yeah, he's upcharging because he can, because he's the builder, because he's making an exception for you and he has the experience. So even the upcharge is still less than what you would have paid for that tile if you were just a regular homeowner. So just something to keep in mind. These prices are good prices, but it's from experience and negotiations.
And speaking of the tiles, you mentioned the tiles. I don't know if you guys took a run, walked around and saw how the bathroom is all set up. The tiles, as a matter of fact, I had a guy. He gets the tiles. He has a big warehouse. Okay, one way or the other, I think he had a situation. He needed to close down the warehouse. He called me up. Listen, Martin, what can we do? Got a whole lot of tiles here. I was like, okay, I will come by and take a look at what you have. Surely did I show up? I saw it. I ended up buying about 30 pallets. Okay? And I stacked them. And I said, I have projects, upcoming projects, which I'm going to eventually use them. So when you get deals like this, it goes a long way for you. If you have to wait on that very time to actually go shopping for these things, prices will change.
Yeah.
Okay? This is what happens in this business. You have to stay awake. You have to stay sharp.
I would say, if you're sharp, sharp, you can alleviate costs that are surprises. Like, did you have any surprises building this?
The type of surprises we have is this challenge when you have the wrong person, and the challenges will be also weather. Okay, weather can put a big setback. Okay, when we did this property here, if you look around the neighborhood, the power to most of the houses here are underground. So we actually have to dig the ground. Okay, when we did that, we have to run the pipe. So we had this thing all exposed because why? We couldn't get time for the inspection done. And while this was going on, it was raining. Okay? So you know how it is. So weather pushes you back.
Yeah.
So your time to start projects really, really matters. And timing. If you can be on top of these two things, you can be moved big time. And also finance. To get your funding for the project. The fundings are not coming on time. That can set you back.
So why don't we jump to that real quick? So
It's quick.
how does one get funded to buy something like this and build it? Did you pay for everything out of pocket? Did you buy the laid gas?
Yes, the land was purchased cash. And you have to have some kind of cash to actually get started.
Reserves.
Yes. And once you get started, at this point, most people that I know go through hard money lenders. Okay?
Hard money lenders.
Yes. I have never used a hard money lender. What I actually did, an engineer with New Jersey Transit. What I actually did, I had some kind of retirement package, which I went in there, took some of the money, and I had to pay myself back still. The interest goes back to me. So that was how I actually took some of the funding and started the project. When I actually reached out to a bank, I called up several banks. The opportunities weren't there until I got this guy. And he says, Martin, we will stop by and take a look at what you're doing. Surely they did come by, they saw it, ground up. They said they love what I'm doing. They will fund me. And I thought it was a joke. And that was how everything opened up.
Amazing.
Okay.
So, all right, so let's break down that cost. So how much did you pull up? How much did you have to have?
I started, I wouldn't want to deceive anybody. You know, sometimes you hear people tell you on the TV, on the radio, you need no money to start a project. Trust me, you need money.
Yeah.
You need money. This project, I started with about $300,000. Yes.
That's with the land purchase and the money?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So $300,000, he bought the land,
Yeah.
and he had the rest as like a start fund.
Correct.
And they lended you how much?
The bank actually gave me to do this project about $550,000.
Nice.
When I presented my package, they gave me $550. Okay, and I'm the builder. I'm everything. So pretty much, I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
Okay, and that is how it works. And this is not just the only project I have going on right now. I have journals, have a couple of them going on ground up, some expansion, two-bedroom house, extended it to about 4-bedroom house, beautiful house.
Yeah.
Okay. We should be having a 20 unit coming somewhere not too far from here. I think on Southmont. We have a 7 unit coming up somewhere in Orange.
Sorry, how do you calculate your profit or what you're expecting to profit on each of your products?
You know, when you do this, you know, with time, you know your numbers. You know, with that number, the money is good. It's great. You can have a very beautiful life, you know. But for me, I don't think after having that life yet. I want to get somewhere before that. When you calculate your purchase price on lot, when you do your breakdown on a framer, you do your breakdown on the HVAC guy, you do your breakdown on the electrician, you do the breakdown on the foundation guy, that will pretty much give and take my run you about maybe $200,000 to $300,000. So now if you have to start with, let's say you have about, depending on how you're going to be getting your funding to do the project, if you want to put up like 1 or 2, 3, 4 people together, $50,000 a piece, which was how I actually tried going about this business initially. I didn't get that opportunity. You have to have trustworthy people, committed people, you know. So when you have that number put together, let's say it runs you about $250 to build. Are you able to raise about maybe $200? That was a very good start right there. But if you could be going on with the project while the project is going on, you could see someone like Joe can come in and say, listen, I can buy the project off you right away. And if you sell that project at about, say, $500,000 uncompleted, you've seen the gap right there. Take out the purchase price, expenses, you put in $200,000, your profit margin might be going to about maybe $200,000. So that is a good money. Okay.
Yeah, the more projects you do, the more experience you have,
Right.
the more funding you'll get at a better rate and fee.
Right.
Like I have a guy that I worked with I met him way before when I first started real estate, and he's been doing what you're doing, same level, but for 12 years.
Wow.
And his fund is $10 million.
Okay.
So he can write a check for $1 million piece of property and know that he has the money to build it and do it the way he wants.
Correct.
Because the people who fund know that he knows what he's doing. So the more experience you have, the more that you do this, the bigger your funding will be.
When you get funding, if you said you got $550, that can only be utilized for this particular project.
I didn't hear you, please.
The $550 that you got for this one can only be utilized for this project, right?
Yes, correct. But as a builder, you can use that into other projects.
Well, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, you can definitely. You have to. Yeah, you.
So wait, hold on. That's a great question.
Yeah, it's a great question. It's a very good
Did they
question.
write you a check for $550,000 and say have
No,
fun?
they won't give it to you. You gotta.
That was very
it's a
difficult
draw.
for me.
It's a draw.
I'm
You
wrong,
gotta do a
I'm
draw.
Do you have to tell them I need $30K now from that?
No, they will schedule an inspection. They will send someone out from the bank, and they see how far you've
To make sure
gone
that you are.
to make sure you are actually doing the job.
So you're not thinking at 100 for another project, maybe like 30.
I wouldn't want to put myself in that kind of
Right.
spotlight. You know, I want to approach it.
also 40.
Correct. I want to approach it.
Oh,
I want to. I want to approach it one step at a time.
It's good. It's good for you guys to know that because listen,
Yeah.
you might. Yeah.
What I pretty much do sometimes, I have a couple LLCs. So instead of, I borrow, I lend from this guy to this guy, from this guy to this guy. Eventually, I have to pay everybody back at the end. That is what I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Margaret, you had a question?
Your first project that you got funded, how did you present yourself if you didn't have any previous experience?
Very good question. Like I did mention to you guys, I've been with NJ Transit for 21 years. And part of what is ongoing right now, I did it all at work. Okay, I will ask questions, I'll read the plans, and which eventually when I come into this field, I will see these things. So the experience is there. Okay, yes, the experience is there. So.
Okay, so the banks didn't give you an issue if it was your first project that you were planning to build?
The guy that I actually ran into with the bankers first, I will every once in a while call him up. How are you? Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. So we developed that kind of friendship. Unfortunately, I had gotten hurt from work. I didn't go to work for about 2.5 years. And when I finally got a little bit better, I called him up. He was like, "Did you go back to work yet, mine?" I was like, "No." He was like, "Please go back to work." When I finally got to work and I called him up, "Listen, I'm back at work." He goes, "Why?" And I'm sorry, I'm no longer with the bank. I left. So at this point, I will call him up. "Hey, how are you doing? How's the family?" That relationship. And he goes, "I think you're a very nice guy. I will connect you with someone that is actually taking my spot in this bank." And that was it. Okay, that was it. So if something is meant to happen in your life, it will happen. Okay, go ahead, boss. Sorry.
No problem.
I gotta go.
Do you feel that your experiences in here, do you think that they weighed that a lot? The bank also how much do you feel like that made the process of transitioning to be a builder? Like, did that have a lot of applicable knowledge? I know you were saying that like you plans and stuff like that. Did you walk into this and you're like, this is easier than NJ Transit?
I think that's what I felt. That was how I felt.
That's how you felt?
Yes, that was how I felt. The confidence was there. Okay, we've seen a lot of, if you guys are on the train that goes from one point to other point, you will see a lot of the signal cases, the switches, all those things. This is part of what is called construction. Okay, and I felt confident, and it was that confidence that actually drove me into where we are today.
Because piggybacking off of that, this is a super knowledge heavy game, right? You're either gonna hemorrhage cash if you don't have the knowledge, but if you do, you could be a deal maker. If you were to have advice to somebody that's a realtor or somebody who's looking to start out building, where should they look to develop their knowledge base first? Like, what's the most important thing?
As a builder, I would tell them to start off without experience. I would tell them to start off with some kind of a fixer-upper. Okay, go with a small renovation before you will go into building. This is a different animal. You might think you have a lot of cash at some point. Once you get it, you see contractors taking money out of the way. And you are stuck. If you drive around, you see some of the uncompleted homes, you ask yourself question, why are these properties not complete? Okay, that I think that is the way to go. Go with fixer-upper, start small. Like I said, experience is big. If you don't have that experience, you can't joke. And you also want to have very good friend, one or two in the same line of this, that you can have enough exactly after that.
So I'm gonna piggyback off that. You meet a lot of realtors.
Yes.
When a realtor comes to you or comes on your project, right? Because I'm sure realtors just show up here and say, "Hey, I'm a realtor. Here's my card." Blah blah. What do you look for in a realtor? Don't talk about me. Well, what in general? Like, what do you look for in a realtor that you're just meeting for the first time? What can a realtor say to you to wow you when they come on your project unannounced?
That is I haven't really experienced that. Okay, but going back, there was a guy that showed up here while work was ongoing, and something said to me, "Run down and see what is going on." And I came down. The guy was actually trying to open the door and come in. So, who are you? He goes, "I'm doing a project around the corner. I have a buyer that would like to show the property." I was like, "No, there's a sign on the outside there. Could you please call that man, please?" Okay? You don't know who's coming in. You don't know who's coming in. When they come in, they can look at what you have. The next thing, things are missing.
Yeah.
So you got to be very careful. You got to look at their presentation, the way they talk to you. And you want to look at the type of car they drive too sometimes.
Oh, whoa. That's a big one. That's a big one. I feel a lot better about my monthly payment now.
So that
Wait,
is,
so what kind of car is like a, no, I'm good, thanks.
Don't mind me, man. Don't mind me. That was just,
That's good.
yeah. Keep that. Yeah.
Okay, let's run down the rest of the costs so we can wrap up. Ready? Plumbing. How much is plumbing?
Plumbing cost me 27.
27. This is for two family.
Yeah.
HVAC.
HVAC ran me 30,000.
30,000 for 2 units.
Yes.
Electrical.
Electrical, very nice guy, man. The guy ran me here about $18,000 for this house.
$18,000. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
That's for 200 amp service.
Yes. Service 200 amp service.
200. That's with all the material and everything.
No, yes, with all the material. All the, yeah, he'll do that, yes.
That's fantastic. Damn, I don't have to call that guy.
This guy actually, he buys like I do, he goes down and buy in bulk. Okay, once you buy in bulk, you have a big time advantage. Yeah.
What did I miss?
That's how they said my wife.
How much was the foundation?
Foundation, Ezekiel ran me here, foundation, $20,000.
That's without material.
With material.
With material?
Yes, with
It's
material.
basically free.
I got great guys.
Cinder block. It's a cinder block foundation.
I got great guys.
It's a cinder block foundation. Just so you know.
Block. He will do the foundation.
I don't know.
He'll raise it up 8 feet, but he won't do the front steps. That's a different animal.
Oh, that's true. So masonry, like the facade is brick. I saw, and the steps, and the concrete work. How much was that?
Concrete work that does about $10,000.
10,000.
Yeah. Then now we have the railings, inside railings. Like concrete work.
The sidewalks, the steps, and the brick facade.
Right.
Yeah, it's a mason.
That is just labor. That is not material.
How much was material?
Material cost me about $5,000.
Okay, it's a great pricing.
Yeah.
What else did I miss?
The interior railings.
Interior
also
railings.
The outside railings.
Yeah, interior railings.
This railings here, up and down here, around me about $6,000.
$6,000. Countertops.
We mentioned that. A countertop is $12,000 for countertop.
For each kitchen or
Yes,
for both?
For both.
For both.
Yes. Yeah.
What kind of countertops?
This is quartz.
Quartz. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, finishes are very variable. If you put marble, it's way different. Appliances.
Appliances is gonna run me with these two houses. With this top and bottom, will run me about $14,000.
That's with washer dryer or without?
Yes.
With washer dryer. Okay.
Yes.
That's great.
And then the doors are solid doors, like you can see. It's not one of those hollow doors, So
Little things that builders can do to add a lot of allure to the property. How much were the doors and trim?
The doors alone run me about $7,000 with the trim.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then painting the entire house?
Painting the entire house ran me $12,000.
$12,000.
Yes.
Including paint.
Yes, including painting. Yeah, the paint as well, the material. $12,000.
You have a balcony or
This is gonna go back here. This railing here that you see here is gonna be put back on the outside. Correct. You can't step out though. This is just to prevent anybody from falling through. Right.
do you get project on, like, has somebody hired you just as the builder or somebody gets the land? Or do you?
Yeah, I can do that.
So he does act as a GC. Is that your question?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he acts as a general contractor because he has a general contractor's license.
I have a general contractor's license and I have a builder's license as well.
How much is builder's insurance for the year in the state of New Jersey?
Builder's insurance will run you depending on the cost of the house. That is how it's determined. If you say you built the house is going to be worth, say, 1 million. They will do their numbers, and that will, at that point, they'll be able to tell you how much you have to pay.
So this house most likely will sell for $950. What is the insurance on this?
Insurance here, I have 1.5 million on this one.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wait, how?
1.5
million. And how much is that?
a month.
You pay monthly?
Yeah, I pay monthly.
Pay monthly.
I just write a check for them. The check cost me about, I think, $1,700.
$1,700.
Yeah.
When do you start paying taxes once they start?
Once you have the land, you are paying taxes, but now they're going to have to do a reassessment. Yeah. As a matter of fact, when this house got to this stage, you have the city guys walking around, to have you send them the plan so that they can reassess how much whoever that would buy the house will be paid at that point. The guy here, is this something that we should go into right away? Yeah. These brand new houses in East Oranges, brand new houses will cost you on taxes about $18,000.
Yeah.
Maybe the
Not bad. It's a brand new house though. It's an investment property.
Yeah.
So
they run you about that number. Yeah.
I didn't know I told you when I was picking this site. I told you about the color, right?
yeah.
The guy, they had this siding like bunch and they couldn't sell them. And I picked up a color that I wanted, like
Yeah.
like sky blue or something.
Yeah.
And you said to me about this color. So I might go with this color. I said, okay. The manager actually called me up and said, it's fine. I went to school with him. He goes, a lot of this and that. What about it? How much are you going to give it to me? 80 cents. That's rough.
It's crazy.
Picked up all my houses right about now.
They're all the same color. Thank you guys for watching. Martin, thank you for doing this for us. We really appreciate it. And if you're watching, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for more.